Today we are going to discuss introduction. First of all, we are going to introduce ourselves. Okay, broadcasters leave. Now we can start actually.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, and I'm happy to see you here. And I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ekaterina Volkova. I am VP and co-founder of RioDeFi. And today our guest is Astrid Dang, who is head of marketing of KardiaChain, one of the promising projects from Vietnam, but who expanding globally and doing quite great. And also our CMO, Stephane Laurent. He is CMO and co-founder of RioDeFi. So maybe it would be better if you could introduce your project, Astrid, in the beginning, and after that, Stephane, could you tell us a little bit more about RioDeFi, although I know a lot? Thank you. Astrid, let's start with you.
Sure. So should I introduce a little bit about myself and the project?
Sure, please do.
Okay. Hello everyone. It's great to be here today with the partnership, our partnership with RioDeFi. KardiaChain is based in Vietnam, and we are the hybrid blockchain solution for enterprises and government bodies in Vietnam. We aim at local market as Vietnamese market and expand to Southeast Asia. So we are the first fully decentralized and self-customized blockchain platform. Is the cross-chain solution that can connect every other blockchain regardless of their protocol, both private chain and public blockchain, with our core technology dual node. So yeah, so we started the project in the infrastructure in early 2018, and till now it's 3 years of development, and I have a huge development, especially from our launching of mainnet last year, December last year. So I'm Astrid. I'm the head of marketing and partnership of KardiaChain, and also the head of marketing and partnership of Moderator. And if you heard about the Moderator, it's behind the ownership of KardiaChain. We incubate many other platforms. Right now, we have more than 30 projects to build on our infrastructure. So it's roughly a little bit information about KardiaChain. And yeah, because the GameFi right now and the NFT market right now is emerging, and Moderator is also, I can take it as an concrete example to see for the people to see what KardiaChain is doing regards to the GameFi market. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Astrid. Well, I could say from my side that I know KardiaChain for quite a long time, and I know it since the beginning. And I don't know, like for me, it's fascinating what guys you achieved and what you're achieving day after day, and regarding your ecosystem. It's quite big for now, and it's quite promising, and you are going, like hand by hand with the market trends. And now, Stephane Laurent, would you tell us a little bit more about RioDeFi for those who don't know, and for those who don't have our updates or something like that?
Sure. Thank you, Ekaterina, for hosting this event. Thank you, Astrid. Nice meeting you. I'm Stephane Laurent. Villedieu. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at RioDeFi. Let me tell you a word about myself. My background is in digital marketing. Used to work in various industries, from real estate to commodities trading, until I joined the blockchain industry back in 2017. I worked on a variety of projects, from a decentralized application to blockchain infrastructure, until I started co-founded RioDeFi back in 2019. And the philosophy of RioDeFi, which is, I think, very much in line with KardiaChain, is that we're trying to build an infrastructure that is fully compatible with all existing blockchain networks and future blockchain networks out there, with a view to establishing a decentralized internet that is seamless and as efficient to use as the current one, but with the benefit of decentralization. So RioDeFi basically was born out of this realization that in order for blockchain to scale, there were different options, and one of them was what is usually referred to as blockchain maximalism. That basically one network should have certain characteristics that would support the entire internet, basically in terms of its capacity for throughput and other storage and other types of features. And the other philosophy on the other side of the spectrum, let's say, of ideas was to try to connect different blockchain with different characteristics and leverage on each and every one of these characteristics. And the project that I believe incarnates best this vision is Polkadot. You have different projects that are proponents of interoperability. Cosmos is one of them. Polkadot is another one of them. And we at RioDeFi opted 2 years ago to use the technical framework developed by Polkadot called Substrate to establish to build our technology upon. And so over the past 2 years, what we have achieved is we've developed this infrastructure called RioChain, which is based on Substrate. And we've built a bridge between the Ethereum network and our own Substrate-based RioChain network. And then we have incubated a number of decentralized applications, similar to I think what KardiaChain is doing. Is once you have this infrastructure ready, you can basically support developers who wants, or businesses who want to leverage the benefits of blockchain and help them build their application on your network. So this is what we've been doing. Our first incubated application is MantraDAO. It's a DeFi staking platform that was launched about a year ago. We work with a number of applications in different fields. We work with Labs, which is dedicated to the tokenization of real estate. We work with LuxFi. We work with a number of decentralized applications to cater to the needs of different industries. So I'm very interested in being here with you tonight, with you, Astrid, especially to talk about the impact of NFTs, of gaming NFTs on the industry, especially with the focus on how it's changing the way we can conceive marketing and community building. So very excited to be here with you tonight to discuss this, Astrid and Ekaterina.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stephane. And once again, thank you, Astrid, for introduction. And Astrid mentioned DeFi Pet. And I could say my DeFi Pet, it's quite an interesting game. And I remember that I started to have a look at it when it just appeared, and you started to have such a mass PR, that everybody started to know about it. I remember I was just, watching some video, and then my DeFi Pet, you can earn money and so on. So from this point of view, what do you think about the market? What do you think about a GameFi market, and either the future? And what do you think about basically games in general? Do you think that blockchain actually is essential for games? Astrid, let's start with you, because your project, KardiaChain project, so please go.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the attention you paid to my DeFi Pet. So yeah, because it's the sample for me to understand more about this NFT market. But let me brief a little bit because KardiaChain was have been invited to speak in many NFT and GameFi conference. So we have some information to talk about it. So for me, from the research, I think that the GameFi is becoming more popular on the new chain, such as the Binance Smart Chain, because for AC Infinity, for example, and other game can be built on Ethereum. And I myself would love to play the blockchain game, but because some game has a high entrance fee. For example, gas fee from Ethereum is so high, so I think that the BSC is better to build the game. And MyDeFi Pets ourselves built on both Binance Smart Chain and KardiaChain, because Binance we are the interoperability projects, right? So we can cross any other blockchain. So the fact that we built on both Binance Smart Chain and KardiaChain has its advantages. BSC has the biggest one of the biggest community globally right now, and KardiaChain is our infrastructure to build to give the burst for MyDeFi Pets. So yeah, so two chains. So I think recently reports show that the transaction coming from NFT games helps BSC to surpass Ethereum in the daily transaction sense. This is thanks to the GameFi's crazy talking the world by storms, which potentially change the way people view gaming and financial. So the immersion of gamification in any field is one of the first reasons for it. The simplest way to explain gamification is that you add the gaming mechanism into a non-game environment, right? So and then frequently it is to set an objective, have the player complete the objective in a certain limit, and be rewarded for completing or punished for failing. It's about the gamification. So they apply the gamification into the blockchain. And then the play to earn is increasingly popular. So people tend to be talking about the play to earn more. So play to earn is a gaming mechanism for financial activities is essential base of GameFi and the play to earn trend. So basically, I think a blockchain game has a decentralized finance or DeFi content, and then the mechanics along with gameplay mechanics to be the game core loop, what you do the most in the video game. GameFi's biggest advantage is that it does not just provide the entertainment value to players, but also provide actually monetary value into the game and the players' activities regarding the game. So let me add some more because there are other general for the game itself as well. So usually it's a green to follow up with the price, the news, and many other things to actually participate in the world of crypto. However, if you follow a game for its news or updates or new items, new chance to earn more, it's a completely different approach to farming, trading, and staking. So MyDeFi Pets, the word DeFi in the name of MyDeFi Pet is a word to discuss about. So we have the pet to bring it to stake. If the pet is useless, it cannot it cannot find in the pet, or you can use the pet to earn more DPET. For example, it's the staking of NFT, and then the play to earn model, and then governance, and more function about the DeFi. So my opinion is the one of the to make the good blockchain game, you need to have an addictive gameplay, and then apply this gameplay into the tokenomic model, so that the player can both enjoy playing the game and also earn the money from it. So that's my answer.
Okay, good. And why do you think that games actually need blockchain?
Sorry, the success.
Why do you think that games need blockchain? Because basically before I have my
sure.
Please go on.
Okay. It's we are living in the decentralized world, right? And the traditional game, although it makes many money, but it's the money and the revenue, it's all belong to the game publisher and the game developers. But in the gaming in blockchain markets, so the monetary value can be added to everyone who involved in this game, from the game publisher, the game developers, the community, the user who plays the game, and then outside the partners and any other tools integrated to the game. Yeah. So people can trade the game item freely on the marketplace and earn the value. People can, for example, they can raise the pet in my DeFi pet and bring it to the battle and earn the reward from winning the battle. Or more, they can breed the offspring from the parents' pet to earn more skills and statistics. Yeah. So that I think that the decentralized world is really leading the game right now.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much for the answer. Stephane, what do you think about NFT and GameFi industry? Like Astrid mentioned that games also they need blockchain, and people can monetize their time via games now thanks to blockchain. What do you think games are missing or games are getting with blockchain? And what do you think about RioDeFi? Do we have at RioDeFi any plans to implement GameFi, like within our ecosystem or within any of the projects that we are incubating?
Yeah, thanks, Ekaterina. I think Astrid already nailed one of the key aspects of this phenomenon of the merger between the gaming industry and the DeFi/blockchain and cryptocurrency industry. The value proposition of blockchain, in essence, starting with Bitcoin, was the disintermediation and the decentralization of value system. And so with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, we started building scarcity on the internet, in the digital realm, which already proved to have a tremendous value. Then with NFTs, we've managed to create not just scarcity, but uniqueness. You can basically identify any digital data in the web and in the internet. And obviously, you can apply this kind of identification system that are NFTs to any type of digital item. Now, for many years, you've had gamers playing online and spending a lot of money on digital items that would pretty much only have a use or an application in this particular game, and which had no monetary value for the gamers. Besides what it could be used for in this particular game. So now we are building an economy using blockchain and cryptocurrency, and now that affects the games themselves, whereby users can purchase items that not only have value in this particular ecosystem of the game, but beyond the game itself. And so you asked the question, Ekaterina, why games need blockchain? I think games need cryptocurrency, or at least there is a tremendous opportunity for the gaming industry to expand beyond the realm of those games, which are were all silos basically. Even if those games were pretty broad in terms of the ability to develop new world and new interfaces, they would still some sort of silos. And now with NFT games, we are getting to this stage where games are going to be open with the rest of the internet, and items that you can purchase and use in the game are going to be tradable outside of the game. And as Astrid pointed out, this new economy not only is open, but anyone can benefit from it. And so you take the gaming industry, which is increasingly a concentrated industry with a few big players owning and leading the entire industry, whereby now any player is going to become a stakeholder and a shareholder in the gaming industry. So the opportunity is massive. The disruption is also massive, because I think that in the very near future, any game that used to rely on a free-to-play economic model, where users could join the game for free, and then the game would rely on players purchasing items within this game to sustain themselves, they will have to reconsider their entire economic model, and they will have to embrace blockchain one way or another, because this new model of play to earn is just a tremendous value proposition for any gamer. They can play, have fun, but at the same time, they can make money. Now, I think that as of now, the games that are using NFTs, DeFi, and cryptocurrencies, are not too sophisticated yet. If you look at Axie Infinity, which is probably the leading DeFi NFT game out there, if you compare it to the top traditional online games in terms of the visuals, in terms of the how sophisticated the storyline is, it's not very elaborated, but the value proposition is just great. So I think we're going to see a lot of progress in this game NFT field. Now we are looking at this space very closely at RioDeFi because we have already been involved and partnering up with projects that are developing NFTs, NFT marketplaces, and now the gamification of those platforms, or the possibility to expand our expertise in the field of NFTs to the gaming industry is something that we are looking into, especially because our infrastructure and our network was geared toward the type of scalability requirements that gaming will necessarily have. And so we are very excited to step into this space as well.
Thank you so much for the answer. Well, I totally agree with you, Astrid, and you, Stephane. I think that basically blockchain is indeed needed in gaming because, first of all, as it was pointed out, people now can monetize and people now can earn, play to earn. It's kind of a new generation. I could say like a new generation trend, like play to earn. And now, like if we look in Southeast Asia, for instance, about 3.9 hours per day, people are playing on these kind of games. And if we look back, basically, we have developers who earned on gaming industry. Like players, they didn't earn that much actually. They didn't earn at all. And now we have players who are earning. And also what I would like to point out that I think on blockchain it's much safer. And for instance, to sell and to trade the items that were before was achievable only on game. Like now you can do it decentralized, and thanks to blockchain, thanks to these sophisticated systems via block, it's much more safe. And in addition, I could say that it's new industry. And now during COVID, when people lost their jobs, they can actually earn money. And that's really cool. So now I would like to ask you, what do you think about NFT? Because Stephane mentioned a really good point about NFT in gaming, and that you could use basically NFT technology, different tokens, and just trade, stake, and hold. So what do you think about NFT in gaming, and how do you think like NFT, is it going to be more in gaming industry, or NFT will go its separate way? Astrid, let's start with you.
Okay, thanks. It's indeed an interesting questions. So because it's the game blockchain, right? So it needs the NFT, and for me, there are three types of NFT. The first NFT is used for the gaming, and second is used for the real assets, for example, real estate. And the third one is the NFT for marketplace or the platform tool, kind of that. So for me, let me take an example to see how important the NFT is. For example, in the game RioDeFi Pet, the NFT is the pet, is a pet itself. So you can see the pet from we have a 8 type of pets. It's the parents' pets, the ancestors. So they can use the parents' pets to reach to more than to more than 300 million of offsprings. So you can see the core NFT in the game is the necessary to make the tokenomic work. So in the MyDeFi pet, the NFT part is the pet, the pet itself. So they can lose. For example, if the game is based on centralized servers, it can the server can be down, can be taken down, but they will never lost their pet because the pet is on blockchain. Yeah, so it never be lost. So what my point is the game to make the good game, the NFT part is an important thing. The game developer need to brainstorm which part of the game needs the NFT and which part doesn't need, to make the game server and so the tokenomic and the NFT inside the game combine together to work perfectly. And then it's about the game. And the other two types, either real estate and real assets. For example, real estate, NFT, and the NFT marketplace. So because it's the NFT is valuable because it's transferable and it's has the unique. There is only one people in the world can own, can be the owner of that NFT, right? So the uniqueness and the transferable function make the NFT valuable. So yeah, so I think that's the two things that I can share about how the importance of the NFT in this market.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Astrid. Stephane, what do you think about NFT? Is it going its own way, or is it going to be mostly in DeFi space, in gaming space, actually?
Look, I give you a bit of statistics that I came across recently. There is currently 160 million Ethereum wallets in use, and only 5 million of these wallets actually owns or trade NFTs. So even within the blockchain industry itself, there is only a very limited level of adoption of NFTs as of yet. So that's for the blockchain space alone. Now, if you look beyond the blockchain industry, what we've seen, and especially since the breakout of COVID pandemic, is the intensity with which we consume digital items, digital services, and interacts in the digital world has increased dramatically. And as we spend more and more in the digital world, we basically have to express the needs that we have in the physical world online as well. So there is more and more economic activities happening in this space. And NFTs have these great characteristics, is that they are pretty much limitless in terms of what they can represent. Any item, whether in the physical or the digital world, can be translated, have an NFT equivalent that that points toward this particular item. And you can embed into this particular NFT program any type of characteristics, any type of, let's say, financial contracts. And this opens the door to all sorts of opportunities when it comes to gaming, and we've touched on that, when it comes to financial services or DeFi, as Astrid mentioned before. So we have just opened some sort of Pandora box, and no one really knows how far I think the potential of NFT is going to take not just the blockchain industry, but the digital world. And I'll give you another example, and that's the emergence of Internet 2.0 in the 2000s. Until the internet became social, we only had basic emails to communicate on the internet. And that was just a limited way of expression for us to interact with in the digital world. But then with the emergence of social media, people started to transpose their physical life or their life in the real world onto the internet with Facebooks and all the other social media. And that was the emergence of Internet 2.0, which opened all sorts of new opportunities, new sorts of interactions on the internet. Now, until NFTs emerged and really gained traction, I would say about a year ago, blockchain and cryptocurrency world was a world that wasn't very social, in that interacting with cryptocurrency or digital currencies was a little bit dry. You interact with strings of numbers and letters. Oh.
Okay, great. So we are back. We are really sorry for this technical, let's say, technical stuff, but yeah, finally we are back. And we were discussing about NFT, and Stephane was talking about NFT industry and how it was implemented fantastically in gaming industry. And please go on, please continue, because you were just interrupted on the spot.
Thanks, Katrina. I was just trying to make an analogy between the emergence of NFTs in the blockchain space and the emergence of social media on the internet back in the 2000s. And I think the way internet became social with the emergence of applications and platforms such as Facebook or WeChat, I think now NFTs have the potential to do this to the blockchain industry, make blockchain more social. How? Well, first, NFTs are a means of identification of digital items, but they're also a means of expression, because you can associate with an NFT a work of art. And this gives the possibility to cryptocurrency users to basically associate with a mean of value exchange, which is a cryptocurrency or money, a mean of expression. And I find this quite fascinating, because if you look at what Bitcoin did to money, Bitcoin basically transformed money into pure data. And now with NFTs, not only money has become data, but a mean of expression, whether it's artistic expression or a political statement, can be turned into an NFT and have monetary value. So it's like the complete merger of means of transfer of value with means of communication and expression. NFTs basically are merging two. And if you look back to the dawn of ages, we have had this ability as human beings to communicate and share value. And then we've been through a lot of iterations of how to improve our communication systems and how to improve our value transfer systems. But now with cryptocurrencies and NFTs, we are basically merging the ways to communicate, ways to express ourselves with means of transferring value. So it's pretty mind-blowing, in my opinion, what is happening and the potential that's being unlocked by the emergence of crypto, DeFi, and NFTs.
Well, I totally agree here, and for sure we are going to have more opportunities. And as I see, like every half a year we have a new trend, and sometimes, most of the time, they're relating to each other. So I'm quite excited to see what's going to happen. Let's say at the end of 2021 or closer, like to 2022, in the beginning of 2022. So what do you think about the generation? Because you are fantastic marketing people. Astrid is head of marketing, and you can see that KardiaChain basically go into so many regions and well known in so many countries. Also, Stephane, you are CMO of RioDeFi, and RioDeFi is presented also in majority of countries, especially in Southeast Asia. So what do you think about NFT? Because you know the regions, you know how markets are working. So what do you think regarding the region? Where it is more popular and where it is not that much popular, talking about GameFi and NFT industries. Astrid, let's start with you.
Okay, so let me brief again. The question is about the the potential market in GameFi and NFT, right? Okay.
Yes. Basically, like, where do you think that majority of people are playing, like in GameFi industry or earning money, or I don't know, like staking, doing whatever, basically presenting in GameFi industry, and also where majority of people are interested in NFT. So
okay. Sure. Okay. Thank you for the question. So from my perspectives, there are some reasons behind the market, which is potential or not. So for the GameFi, NFT blockchain games, I think that there are two types of audience. The one who want to play and earns. For example, the one who are in the middle income is not in high income, so they want to make money. For example, if you already share that this COVID make many people kind of lost their jobs, and and stay at home, and something like that. So I think that the middle income people would would have more tendance and intended to play the game, play to an NFT game, and then the whale. I think the whale. So the whale would need to play the NFT game and trade on the NFT marketplace, because you know the price discovery on the NFT marketplace is so high, and and other is the artist and someone with the luxury taste, so that they want to claim the NFT by their own. For example, they like the artwork, and then they want to claim it for themselves. So it's so to divide the two reasons. The one with low or middle income countries can play to earn more, and then the one who have a luxury taste to be the whale on the NFT marketplace and earn the luxury and the ownership and the uniqueness of the NFT artwork. So so one reason is about, I think that from my experience of MyDeFi Pet and research about the gaming NFT, our user comes from the two different genre. The one who from Philippines, some region in the Philippines, they want to earn more, and some from the very high level countries, very high income country, for example the US, UK, and and also it also depends on the taste of the people. If the gaming market, the traditional market, we can have some legacy from the traditional market statistics. For example, there is a group of in Japan who are very addictive youngsters to play the game. They stay at home and play the game all day long. And then the other countries who which are recorded to be the game addiction a lot, and also it depends on the demographic. And so I think that the gaming market in blockchain right now, it attracts many kind of people, but mostly youngster, the golden demographic for any countries. And then but we would love to make a game which is accessible to any kind of population, from the children to the grandparents, and then they can play in the school or play at home or play with any kind of friends. So MyDeFi Pet is one of that game. It's very easy to play, and it's attractive to from the children to the grandparents. So any generation of the family can play it together, and also in any kind of friends environment, in school or in friends' house.
I'm just curious how much a person can earn with MyDeFi Pet, because you mentioned like people can earn and so on. Like how much a person can earn per day playing, let's say, 3 hours with MyDeFi Pet?
Okay, so yeah, let's talk more about the game model first. So I can take an example from AC Infinity. As I researched, a person from Philippines can earn more than $400 per month, and just playing the game. But for my DeFi pet is also the pet game play on customized on blockchain. But yeah, right now we are not there yet. We are not providing the play to earn function yet. So mostly people are doing right now is the feed the pets to evolve the pet, and grow the trees to feed the pets, and then the upcoming battle function will be open, and then the NFT marketplace will be open for the price discovery for to bring more money for them. And lately we opened the boss fight event. The boss fight event, they can sacrifice their pet to fight with the boss, and then earn the reward from it. We have a reward pool of more than to $100,000 for competing with the bosses. So yeah, so it's one of the play to earn function. So I think that AC Infinity take is 3 years to release all of the function right now. So I think that MightyPep is very focusing on developing, and then the play to earn function will be out there to for people for the sake of benefit of users and communities.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, for now, you didn't tell me the number, but you just gave us a roadmap, and that's already cool because I think that our listeners, our audience would be definitely happy to know more about the future of MightyFi Pet and especially about the future functions. And Stephane, what do you think about the regions? What do you think about the main audience for GameFi industry, for NFT? Also, what do you think about the projects inside the RioDeFi ecosystem? How we could, like maybe incubate, maybe implement it in our ecosystem as well? And do we have like this plan? So please tell me.
So, well, let me address your first question regarding the demographics and the location of the main market for and main audiences for NFTs and gaming NFTs especially. I think as Astrid pointed out, in a number of developing countries like the Philippines, Astrid just mentioned that an average player can make about $400 a month playing Axie Infinity. If I'm correct, the average salary in Philippines is about $200 to $300. So basically, a full-time player can make more money than the average wages in a country like the Philippines. So that's obviously for sure a target market. And I think that's why Axie Infinity has also gained a lot of traction in this particular country. So the developing countries, basically gaming NFTs and the play-to-earn model are creating tremendous opportunities for people to actually make a living while interacting with these virtual games and virtual assets. So in this regard, the market is pretty broad. Now, how things are going to evolve in the short term, midterm, I think especially Southeastern Asia countries have a strong potential because Asia overall, the level of adoption or penetration of blockchain, cryptocurrency, digital assets is higher than in the West. I think Vietnam is actually the country in the world which has the highest level of adoption of blockchain and cryptocurrency. I think about 40 to 45% of Vietnamese people that were asked the question said that they owned or have already owned cryptocurrency and digital assets. So I would imagine that Southeast Asia is going to be a gaming NFT market, probably China as well, because it's still a leading market for cryptocurrencies. And now, when it comes to RioDeFi, we are working on a number of initiatives dedicated to NFTs. Oh, no, I'm losing contact again. Oh, there seems some internet connection issue. Oh no.
Stephane, we can hear you at least.
We can or we cannot?
We can.
Right. And now you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, my computer is actually. Hey, Astrid, you still there?
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear you well.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry about that. It's always funny to talk about technology and experience a technical issue.
So, okay, so basically both of you, just to sum up, both of you mentioned that NFT and GameFi industry, it would be quite interesting for people who have, let's say, low or middle low income, and also for whales due to Astrid. And both of you mentioned mostly Asia Pacific countries who are going to be potential market, like biggest potential markets. I could say that it's completely right due to the statistics, because I just had a look at the statistics, and actually it's about 1.6 million people in Southeast Asia who are actually playing these GameFi games and earning money this way. And Stephane was right, like Vietnam is one of the biggest markets for GameFi industry. And that's really cool that basically you and KardiaChain, you're from Vietnam, so you are exactly in the right place. And I see lots of potential there.
Yeah.
And as we are running out of time, I would like to ask you the next and the last question, I think. What do you think about blockchain industry next trend? Because, okay, now we have GameFi, now we have NFT. What do you think will be next? Like in the beginning of 2022. Astrid, what do you think?
Okay, sure. I think that is obvious if my answer is the metaverse. Okay. If the COVID time is still prolonged and yeah, people stay at home, I think that metaverse would be the one because yeah, it's not only the gaming market, right? And people can physically going online the virtual world to enjoy many things when they cannot enjoy in the physical world. So metaverse is the hot topic recently to discuss about GameFi market, and then they can upgrade the gaming NFT on blockchain into the something more metaverse and virtual world. For example, the conference right now, I think in many schools, in every schools right now they use the Zoom call, or they can use other kind of communication tools to communicate with other online. And I think that a little bit more upgrade from the NFT blockchain to game to metaverse is possible, and I think that it will be the next gen. So yeah, I myself really enjoy the metaverse concepts because yeah, anything can go online. I can be the queen in my own kingdom and can create my favorite stuffs. Yeah, on going online.
Okay, thank you, Astrid. What do you think, Stephane?
Regarding?
Well, my question is the same. What do you think is going to be the next trend?
Look, I think it's very early stage for the gaming NFT industry. If you'd asked me the question 6 months ago, I think gaming NFT was not a thing yet, so it was just the very beginning. So I think we're going to see more and more games integrating blockchain, cryptocurrency, and NFTs in the near future. I think we're going to see a number of blockchain projects, including NFT marketplaces, try to integrate an element of gamification to their platform. So it's kind of the bridge between gaming and NFT is going to be built from both sides, from the existing NFT landscape and from the gaming industry side as well. And I'm quite interested to see how the existing games such as Axie Infinity are going to sustain their economic model and the level of activity on their platform. And if they manage to do so, it will set a precedent for all the other gaming projects and blockchain projects to show, okay, yes, this is actually an economy that is sustainable, and then this is going to be very interesting to see the development of this space.
Okay. Well, thank you, Stephane. From my side, I believe that metaverse is going to be next, let's say, next level, next trend, but in the nearest future. If we are talking about more, more far, then it's going to be, I think we had already DeFi, we had gaming, and now maybe IoT and blockchain, because I know that big institutions in the United States, they invested in lots of IoT projects and like IoT and blockchain projects. And we have like a biggest innovations in this field, but it's not so promoted. And it's like out of space. And as we know, every time we have something out of space as a new trend, but it's not going to happen like now. Now it's, I agree with Astrid 100%. Probably it's going to be a metaverse and a continuation of GameFi, but we will see. And NFT, I think it will be more public, more like public trends that will be available for everyone, not only people who know what blockchain is. But let's see. Thank you so much for joining us today. And once again, we have Astrid, Head of Marketing from KardiaChain, and Stephane Laurent from RioDeFi, CMO and co-founder. Thank you so much for listening to us and watching our video. You will be happy to answer your questions in our groups, in our dedicated Telegram groups. Thank you.
Thank you, Ekaterina. Thank you, Astrid.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.